So there's a video out there that was taken January 23rd, 2024 of this, I guess what they're calling them are the Migrant Moped Gang. All of this is taking place in New York. So the idea behind this is they see you having something they want, they pull up on you with their moped, they grab it out of your hands, and then they take off. Now that's normal theft. Doesn't matter who you ask, doesn't matter what it is that anyone says, that's theft. Crazy part is all the reports are all saying that these are migrants. Why do people say that? Is because some of them got caught. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna play this video for you guys to see. I'm gonna warn some of you guys in advance. This is a little bit graphic. You've probably seen a lot worse, especially at this point, but I wouldn't be doing my due diligence if I didn't say viewers' discretion is advised. Here's the video. So as it stands right now, they got two of them. Out of these guys that were doing this whole ring, two of them were actually busted. And I think the name that they're giving them is called the moped-riding crew. They've been snatching handbags, cell phones, and basically anything that most people would just carry in their hands casually. Purses, backpacks, and anything of the sort. As you could see, one person wasn't trying to let go of their stuff, so she held on for dear life and then got dragged all the way into the pole. And you remember how they say that there's really no honor among thieves? Well, there was a ringleader, and the two guys that got busted, they already snitched. They rolled on that ringleader as soon as extensive jail time got involved, which is normally what happens. So Kleiber Andrade and Juan, I'm probably gonna butcher this last name, but it says Juan Ozcatgui. I feel like I said that wrong. One is 19, the other one's 23. So out of 62 different instances of grand larceny, these guys were a part of that whole ring. Check that number again. 62. And to be fair, they don't really discriminate against who they do this to. They could do this to a young female holding her purse, they could do this to a male holding his phone, or they could do this to a 62-year-old woman who was brutally dragged down the street. But while the cops caught the man that they were looking for in this instance, they're still looking for one more person. His name is Victor Parra. Now here's where what I'm about to say is probably going to disturb a couple of you. So I just said that they're still looking for the main man, Victor Parra. Victor was already picked up for grand larceny, but a judge cut him loose in December. Let me repeat that for a moment. Victor was picked up by the police for grand larceny already, but in December, a judge cut him loose. And from what it looks like, since Victor Parra is already in trouble and cannot do his own dirty work, what he's getting is other guys that are interested that he will probably give a cut to do the work for him. But the police know and have already identified that he is the target that they really want, which to me makes absolutely no sense. If I have the real culprit that I already want, why would I release him back on the streets? Not to say that he's even on this level or even in the ballpark of being anywhere near where these guys are, but Al Capone, El Chapo, if I have the big fish in my custody, I'm not letting you out on a bond. You're not making bail. I'm gonna let you sit in jail until the day of your trial. Because now that they let him out, guess what he's probably not gonna do? Show his face. So they're saying that this Victor Parra is their main target, and they're quote-unquote hopeful that they'll grab him. But specifically now, in regards to this video, the NYPD themselves put out some details in regards to how this all transpired. The person being dragged on the floor that was being robbed, she was 62. She was a 62-year-old individual that was being dragged across the pavement in front of a convenience store on Sheepshead and Bay Road in Brooklyn. They managed to get her bags, keys, credit card, phone, glasses, and you could see she was holding on for dear life until she eventually slammed into a pole and just couldn't get up. In regards to this ring, the cops have already named out 6 more people. Yan Jimenez, 25, from Manhattan, Anthony Ramos, 21, of Manhattan, Richard Soleto, 21, of the Bronx, Bike Jimenez, 21, of the Bronx, Maria Manara, 32, of Manhattan, and then Samuel Castro, 27, from Queens. The numbers were all their ages, but you know that already. But here's something that you guys probably do want to know as well. You know what's common amongst all of them? Take a guess. That's right, you guessed it. They all have prior arrests for grand larceny. Every single one of them. And they've been doing this exact same thing since mid-November of last year. They were all let go on bail, which is how you're supposed to do it, yes, and all of them have an impending court date. So now that they've all repeated, it's my hope that the court doesn't fumble the ball again. Now here's the part that gets crazy to me, which is something that law enforcement really needs to look out for. If this is actually happening, it would seem that the problem with law enforcement why they're having an issue with some of these people is these guys that are committing this crime have multiple aliases. On top of that, they're swapping their identities and their birthdays, and then they're turning into someone else. Law enforcement has even given them a term, ghost perps. They're calling them a ghost perp, not because they disappear, it's because they become almost impossible to track. Now in the video, they took a purse. Eventually, the purse was discovered. The remnants in it were gone, but somebody dumped it. A good Samaritan eventually brought it to the 114th precinct, and one of the sources say it had 3 cell phones in it, 2 belonging to 2 of the victims, and 1 of them belonging to a suspect. This is how they caught their man. One of them slipped up. So hear me, normally I give other thoughts at the end of each video, but in this case, there are no other thoughts. You drug a 62-year-old woman on the pavement because you were trying to take her purse, and then the only way that she got free was because she smashed into a pole. But let me know your thoughts on this regardless. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like, and I will see you guys again for the next one. Be easy, y'all.